Tread shot, we need some reinforcements. I think I saw something. Let me go get it. All right. What's this? Well, we call ourselves Transformers. Oh, she's one of you. Sort of. So let's take a look at this new Transformers Cyber World. I saw this and I was like, you know what? I really want the shark that has wheels on it, but man, there's a lot of those on the shelf, and I have a feeling when they go on clearance, I'll be able to get one then. This one pops, and I don't think there's going to be many of these in the boxes to sell. I think this is one of those things they're going to short pack, because in the past, they always end up with more women at the end, and they usually peg warm because they try to sell these to kids, and kids don't want women. Adults, we don't care. We actually want them, because I know for a fact that as a kid, I wanted RC, and back then they're like, no, kids don't want RC. I wanted her from the get-go. So now when I see a woman, sometimes I know that they'll end up peg warming, but I did notice that they were only one of her and out of all the other ones up there, so I figured they might have short packed her this time. They might have learned from their mistakes. So here we have Alita 1. Alita 1 is a cyber changer. She's part of the quick change line, about $10.50 because of the new tariffs that they're trying to pass on the buck to us. This is from 3 steps. She turns into a boat. So interesting. The Starscream and Bumblebee I have not gotten, and I don't really plan to anytime soon. All right, so we have, there's the information on the bottom in case you're having a hard time finding her. Let me know, because I'm curious if she was short packed. I also like this series because they are very suitable for a 1/18 scale world if you like your Action Masters, which sometimes they're smaller than Action Masters, at least the ones in the past were. Sometimes they're bigger. So I think she fits in just fine. All right, so let's take a look at her fresh off the card. Some of the paint I already noticed is kind of sloppy. I think I was actually not, subconsciously looking at it going, ugh, paint sloppy. All right. Trying to look. There's a lot of spring-loaded things going on, so that's kind of interesting. All right, so for articulation, because in a robot mode, that's the main mode for me personally. It seems like her head up. It is definitely not going to do anything. I thought maybe it can move. She appears to have ball joints for the arms, but they don't give you too much of a possibility here. They can go all the way around. They can do a little in and out, and nothing else. But you know what? It's about the same with him, because he's going to have the same. He's got a little less actual articulation. There's no elbows, so that's why she's a lot like an Action Master, and nothing at the wrist, just like the original Action Masters. All right, although they can move their head. Now for the legs, again, if you remember the original Action Masters, they can go up and they can bend at the knees, and they had a ball joint where these things get loose over time, so you gotta be really careful not to play with them. All right, so she also has a ball joint in her crotch and a single pin knee. So this is pretty much an Action Master, but she does transform, which kind of makes you wonder, I wonder if they could ever make this one. I doubt they can, because Tread Shot clearly is a revolver. I mean, even got it right there in his chest. All right, so she can bend her knees fully 90 degrees, probably beyond for the, let me get their arm up so I can get it out of the way. Actually, no, she can only go 90 degrees. She can go straight up and 90 degrees. And there is a place to make her lock into place on her knees. And she can go all the way up and do pretty much a close to enough to full split, considering that her crotch comes down so far. So it's not full, because this thing's barely above the ground whenever you got her legs going all the way out. And at the waist, she can go up pretty good, so she can probably sit down in a vehicle. You could tell that's fully painted. There's a thing right here which makes me wonder, was she supposed to come with a weapon? But then again, they'll probably make some trigger masters or whatever they call them, and they'll probably join them later, which would be nice to have something to go with her. All right, so transforming her, looking at the boat mode, there's directions in the bottom of this, I'm sure, but it doesn't seem that to be that difficult. You're probably going to bring this up, and since it's spring-loaded, It's probably going to have to be locked into place when the arms go up. Now, the white pieces look like they do move. I'm trying to see if they collapse in is what they do. Alright, so looking at the boat mode up there, I don't think her legs really do anything. Seems like they just kind of stay put. This goes up. I began to wonder if you have to do anything to her to transform her. Like, there's 3 steps. Okay, so this is 1 step. Clearly these come in, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to get these white parts to work for me. If they're a slide in, a push in, what are they? How do you activate them? Oh, something just triggered. Oh. Okay, so when you do that, something comes up too, a face shield. Alright, so they are supposed to come in and lock onto the both sides of that bow part. And that's probably going to be about it. I don't think... I'm trying to figure out what the 3rd step is, but from all I can tell, that's it. Not much there. I guess if you clip the feet together, that could be a 3rd step. Looking at the picture, I think I got it. Other than the fact that I think somehow or other these work in with the little hip skirt things. But doesn't seem to affect it too much. Just seems like, see there's a little tab right there? Seems like that's going to work with that, and that's about it. This goes in there. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Not much of a transformer, and they put the little thing on there, I guess, so that you won't be like, oh, look, you can see her face. Oh, no. I'm like, you can't tell that's a robot at all from the bottom. No. And there's a lot of hollowness in it, which doesn't really make sense because the hollowness, I don't know. I feel like they could have filled it up with something, but I did buy some putty the other day, and I'm trying to think about what I should, plan on puttying in. This would be a great little thing to putty in just to give it some three-dimensionality. This would be a great thing if you have a 3D printer to fill it in. I have a cat trying to climb up on the chair I'm on because he's just desperate for attention. Okay, I think, okay, so every time you move it, oh, I see, look, like this. You push this down. Aha. Tom, what do you need? My cat's demanding my attention. Aha, so that makes it so much easier. See, robot mode, boat mode. Or I should say, human mode, flip this up, boat mode. Aha, so there we go. That's the simple little spring-a-lama-dob thing. Alright, well, that's all you can say about this one, but I think it would add to a great collection with my 1/18, basically. I guess you can't really call it 1/18 scale because he's technically 1/1 scale, and who knows what scale he is, and who knows what scale she is. They don't put scales on modern American toys. Not like they ever did, but there are 3 holes. There's also her hands have holes, so there's 5 ports, but not a weapon. I don't know if they're planning something in the future, but she's got a whole lot of ports and a whole lot of nothing to go with it. I also wonder, I'm asking you this, do you think that they originally planned to put stuff with her, but they cheapened out at the last second? Or do you think maybe they're going to use this again in one of those put an animal on top of it kind of things? You know what I'm saying? I really don't know, because that would be the cheaper way out. Overall, do I think it's worth $10 or whatever I paid? Yeah, I think so. I think this is, I know what I'm getting. I'm not getting, you're not paying $25, whatever it is, for a deluxe figure. You're getting what you're paying for, and I do believe this is a good deal. So, I would recommend getting it. And let me know if you picked it up. Now that I know how to do that, it's going to be worn out doing that. That's pretty cool. One last thing. Let's take a look at the face paint. Pretty good. I don't see any splotches or mess-ups. I also don't see any details other than the face. But that's, that's fine for the price you're paying. I love that color though. That color is really makes me want to go eat a peach. All right, have a great day today, and let me know in the comments if you pick these up too.